Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to the Bridget Marie Energy Design channel. I'm Bridget. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and watching this video. And if you're new here, I'd love if you would stick around, subscribe, check out our other videos. Today, we are getting a little bit more personal and taking a look at my hair dye dashboard. I just put this together to help me track the hair dyes that I'm using as I go on an experimental journey with dyeing my hair at home. I also turned it into a template so you can track your own hair dye journey if that's your thing at the link below. And today I also want to give a shout out to Caitlin at Wardrobe Resourcery for my outfit today. I will link them below if you want to check out their offerings too. Okay, let's get into it. So I've been dyeing my hair at home since 7th grade. Well, back up a second. My mom has been dyeing my hair at home, and thank goodness for her because I've tried to do it myself before and it's just not for me. I got way too stressed. I made such a big mess. I'm just very glad and very grateful that she has been willing to dye my hair for all of these years. And as we have done that over these years, I never really kept track of what dyes we would use or the methods we used. So honestly, your guess is as good as mine as to what's worked out well and not worked out well for me. And I have also gone to the salon to get it dyed many times, but that can get really expensive. So that's why I prefer to do it at home. I also want to mention that I'm not a hair dye professional. The only experience I have is from internet research and from my own experimentation at home. I recently took a few years off of dyeing my hair, but last November I realized that I wanted to go red again. So the at-home experimentation began. And with any good hair dye experiment, you're bound to have some mishaps or maybe undesirable results, and that's just all part of the game. So I realized that I needed some kind of log, some place to keep notes so that I would know what products I bought, what colors they were, the brand, the developer, the amount that we used, the method that we used to apply it, the time frame, the results, and if the results were ultimately what I expected or what I even wanted. And because if I've learned anything about me and my ADHD, it's that I need to keep a really detailed log of these things so that the next time I do it, it takes out all the guesswork and it makes the process much smoother and easier. It's kind of like having an SOP in your business, standard operating procedure. I can just look at this page and know exactly what I need to do. And that just makes life just so much easier. I can't recommend it enough. So that's where the original idea for me to build this hair dye dashboard came along. I was originally putting some notes in my Second Brain database using a related database called Tags and using the one I just called Hair. And my Second Brain database is my reference library, which lives inside my Holy Grail HQ system. That system is also available as a template, so if you'd like, you can check out that link below as well. But this tag in my Second Brain was quickly getting out of hand because I was putting different notes about the products I was using on different pages from the instructions and other tips that I wanted to remember. So even though it was all in my Second Brain and tagged under this hair tag, it wasn't easy for me to use or to reference it in the way that my brain needed it. So I knew that I needed a central dashboard for my hair journey that I could lay out in a way that made sense for me to be able to reference it and to use it easily. Now let's get into what this actually looks like inside my Notion system. Here we are in my personal Holy Grail HQ, and I've got my business stuff first, and then I've got my personal stuff here. So my hair dashboard lives right here, and my second brain dashboard lives up here. So this is what that tag looks like in my second brain. If I go to my second brain dashboard, in my tags, I've got my hair tag, and these are just all of the things related to hair that I have got in here. Here is the hair dashboard, and what I did with my second brain was I ultimately cleaned up all of those pages and everything that I had in really confusing ways that I was storing in there. I cleaned that all up, and I put a view of it inside of this toggle here. So if it gets really long, I can just tuck it away inside this toggle, and I only really see it when I need it, which is really cool. And then another thing that I did with what I had in my second brain database was I made a hair dye log. So I just made another database that, here's a table so you can see everything in the table. And it's like a journal or a log of each time I dye my hair. And I'm gonna go here. I also have this gallery view that is filtered to show the past year, and then I have a gallery view for all of them. I got really inspired as I was filling this out to just go back in time and grab all of my favorite hair that I've had over the years and to put those all in here. Like get out of here. This hair was so fucking good. So this ultimately was just another way to bring me a lot more joy as I go through this journey. And back to my other video with my gratitude and joy journal, this is just another way to amp up the joy in my life. So I had a lot of fun going back in time and filling these in. And I didn't necessarily have all of the details that I want to keep track of now, but I had enough of the details, and the pictures were just enough to make me happy. These are the properties that I decided would be helpful if I tracked. So I wanted to track where I got it done and who did it, the date that I got it done, the color or products that we used, which you could see here. These are the past two that we just did at home. So I got like way more detailed because I knew exactly what those products were. And then ultimately the result, how it turned out. Was it what I was expecting or what I was looking for? And then inside of the page is where I pop in some photos. I put in another photo of what it looked like over some time after it had faded. And then I also put the exact links to the products that I used in here, a little reference video that I used for this specific mixing of color. And then I have all of the rest of my notes and everything inside of this page as well. I feel like once I've got nailed down the colors and the products that I like, I'll probably add a hair dye page into my shopping list database and possibly like put that right here as well. But I'm gonna see how that goes as the experimentation continues and just kind of go from there and assess it as I do it, I guess. The other thing that I really wanted to do in this dashboard was to have it be really visually like pump me up, exciting. So I took screenshots of my Pinterest board, which I also put a link to my Pinterest board on here so that I could access it really easily. Another screenshot here, and then of course, all of these photos like we already saw, and a picture of me and one of my best friends where we just had great hair. This was a fun time in our lives. So I just wanted this dashboard to feel really inspiring and exciting and just like pump me up, the kinds of feelings that I want to get from my hair. So I just kind of really wanted it to be like in my face. Here it is, like all over the whole thing. And that's why I decided to just put a bunch of these screenshots everywhere. Another thing that I do to make this process easier for myself is I have a task in my task database here under my tasks in my Holy Grail HQ. And this is something that shows up on my Monday Hour One, which is my weekly planning process. It shows me my weekly tasks. I just mentioned the hair dye dashboard in here so that when this task comes up on my week, whichever day it's on, I can just find it really easily and then click in here to ultimately end up exactly where I need to be very easily. And this is what the template looks like, pretty much exactly like my personal one that I just showed you. I've got the hair dye log here. This is the original database, and down here is just a filtered view of it, but exactly what I showed you before. I left a few photos in here as inspiration. And then you've got your table view here. I put a different picture down at the bottom, but I have this toggle here for you so you can go ahead and insert a view of your Second Brain database here if you wanted to do that. So an easy way to do that, if you have my Holy Grail HQ or if you have a different Second Brain, I'm going to go over here in my tags and you can just copy the link to the view inside of this tag in the Second Brain dashboard. And then, whoops, back to the template. And then you can go ahead and just paste it. Paste it. We're not pasting. Copy link to the view, and you can go ahead and create a linked view of your database here. And it's already filtered since you've grabbed it from this tag that is on the Second Brain dashboard. And that's the hair dye dashboard. What do you think? I would love to hear if you have a dashboard or a journal or a log, any way that you keep track of your hair dye journey. Please let me know. I'm always looking for any tips or, of course, ways to make this better. I'd love to hear your experience with this dashboard as well, how you like to use it. And I am always also excited just to hear about hair dye journeys in general. Thanks for coming on this more personal journey of how I use Notion in my personal life and with what I'm experimenting with. I'm also looking forward to seeing how this dashboard grows and changes as I go on this journey and as I start to use it in different ways as well. So thanks for being here. And if you want the template, grab it at the link below, and I'll see you in the next one.